Hello, everybody. My name is Drew here. I run the largest mobile detailing company in Minnesota. I'm based in the Twin Cities here. And today I really want to talk about something that's been a journey for me that I've messed up a lot on. That is how to hire your first employee, how to keep your first employee, and how to set them up for success when it comes to car detailing. So strap in, buckle in. We're going to go over really basic. I don't really put crazy edits in my videos. I don't do anything like that. I'm very straight to the point. And yeah, I'll go over what didn't work for me at first, how I changed that, and what's working really well to make sure all my employees are set for success. They're sticking around and they feel valued. So, number one, where should I go to hire my first employee? There's a couple options you have here. One option I see a lot of people do, we don't do this, but I've seen it work for a lot of people. That is actually posting ads on Meta, or I've even seen a couple people do this on TikTok, but mostly Meta ads, or recording of yourself saying, "Hey, I'm looking for great detailers in the area who are looking for a full-time mobile detailing job. If you're young, hungry, ambitious, this is for you. Apply here." I've seen people do that. I've seen it work really well, and people get really high-quality employees. That's a great option. What we do is pretty simple. We do almost all of our recruiting through Indeed. It's free. It's the biggest job recruiting platform. You get a lot of good applicants, a lot of people with experience, a lot of people that are truly interested, as long as you word everything correctly in your job posting. If you are hiring for a mobile detailer, you're going to want to clarify it's not the average detailing job. You're not going to sit in a perfect air conditioned shop all day. You're going to make more money, but the job's also going to be tougher. You're going to be in different conditions, and it's more of a moving job. So you really want to make that point of emphasis. You're receiving tips. We have a bonus system. We have a commission-based pay. So all that stuff you really want to highlight. Post your job correctly. Indeed is going to work very well for you. You can sponsor your job on Indeed as well. It's also going to push your job to a really wide audience, and you'll find some great results. So that's what we do. Next step in the job hiring process, we take them on a Zoom interview. I forgot to mention one also great idea that you can do is referrals. If you already have a great employee, one great thing you can do is say, "Hey, I'll give you each X amount of money if you can refer me to a great friend that would be a good fit for the job, or someone you know. And if they work here for 3 months, I'll give you guys X amount of money." That's a really good way to do it too. We have done that for a few of our employees. So step number two, take them on a Zoom meeting, have a prepared slideshow, the full explanation of the job. You really want to be prepared. You want the same way when you interview for a job, right? When you interview for a job, you expect your employer to be extremely prepared, right? But you're also really prepared. So, likewise, if you are hosting an interview, you got to be on top of your stuff. I mean, that's with everything when you're running a business, but when you're hosting an interview, you got to be on 10. You got to make sure that you're really locked in. You have a really nice slideshow. It doesn't have to be the most pretty slideshow in the world, but it conveys the information really well and it's clean. You also want to just have, kind of a flow. What we do is bring them on the interview, a little bit of small talk, ask them basic questions. "Hey, what's your detailing experience look like? What are you doing for work now? You want to be full-time or part-time? If we ran a background check, do you have any criminal history?" Then we show them through the slideshow. This is what the job is like. I like to throw some cool pictures of cars in there. Gets the boys hyped up. Go through the slideshow. This is what the job will look like. This is the hours we're looking for. This is what you'll do on the daily. These are the services we're going to offer. Here's the payment system. You just want to be direct with people. People really appreciate when you're honest, especially on a job interview. A lot of people who are going to job interviews now, the employees are not being straightforward about the pay. There's still a lot of questions at the end of the interview. You can stand out if you tell them, "Hey, we're straightforward about everything." Also, too, you can stand out. One thing I found that costs $0 that will make you stand out to majority or all of your employees: pay weekly. Don't pay them bi-weekly. Just do that payroll weekly. It's a little more work on your end. It's going to be a little more work if you have assistants on their end, but it's worth it because the I mean, no one else does it, right? You're doing something no one else offers. It's super valuable. The only thing more valuable than money is time. And so with that, you you shorten the time that they get paid. So yeah, that's something you can do that's absolutely free that a lot of employees are going to love, and as they should. I mean, you get the money a lot quicker. Um, if everything looks good, one thing, you don't have to do this part. I like to do this part is you take them out to lunch next. You meet them in person, face to face, before training, kind of see what they're all about, kick it with them a little. In a more relaxed setting, you see their true personality. That's one thing I really like. So you get to know them, make sure they're cool, everything's all good, figure out what really drives them, what is their motivation for having this work. Some people, it's the money. That's fine, but you have to make sure they're not trying to, get a quick check. A lot of people, most people, it's I love detailing, I love making people happy. That's the stuff that you can, if the interview goes well, their intentions are true. Next, we do a training day. On that training day, the whole process is really just to make sure you're going over the basic services. So, basic services. Hey, this is our baseline interiors. Here's how you do a hand wash. Here's how you clean up the rims, blacken the tires. Here's how you do an engine bay cleanup and dressing. Here's how you do, I'm trying to think what else. Here's how you use the ozone machine. Here's how you do a headlight restoration. You don't really want to get into paint correction. You don't really want to get into mold control or anything like that. Nothing too deep yet, but you just want to make sure that you are covering the basic services that they need and services that they can upsell on the spot. I should clarify, every company is going to be different, right? We provide the equipment, we provide the chemicals to our employees, and they use their own car, and they get paid by commission. Every company is different. If you have your own vans, that's just fine too. But the thing is either way, you want to make sure that they have the correct equipment and chemicals for success. So that's a big thing. You want to make sure they're in a good spot to win. You don't want to get them crap. Now, I'm not saying you got to get top of the line. You don't have to get top of the line. You have to get the best affordable option for everything. Equipment, chemicals, best affordable option, and make sure that you have all that listed out so you're getting the same things every time. After that one day of training where they, of course the training is paid, they get sent on their way home. We do 2 days of shadowing. So after that, our guys go out, they shadow the techs for 2 different days, see exactly what it looks like to be on the job. What exactly does it look like to, do this service with this guy, do this service with this guy. Something you can do the same shadow both days, different shadow depending on if you have 2 guys you really trust that are down to shadow guys or down to host a shadow. If you don't have anyone for them to shadow that you really trust yet, then have them shadow you, I would say. I mean, if you're still doing the jobs, then have them shadow you. I guess that's the other option. So that'll work just fine. And then we get them going solo. Usually the first 2 to 3 weeks, we only give them 1 job a day. It's a really slow transition into the 2 jobs a day that they will be doing, or even 3 jobs a day. Our guys go by themselves. There's no multiple people per crew. So 2 to 3 jobs a day solo is usually where our guys are at. But the first 2 to 3 weeks after training, after shadowing, they're going 1 a day, 5 days a week. Get them 10 or 15 jobs before they can go 2 a day. Some guys even are going to need longer. They're going to need 4 to 6 weeks, 1 a day. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The worst thing you can do is throw them in the fire and then make them feel bad for it. So yes, the training process, the hiring process, the training process, and the onboarding process is all very slow for us personally. We've had so much more success with our guys appreciating the job more, feeling more set for success, feeling more confident, and then actually doing better work that way than throwing people in the fire. We used to throw people in the fire. That was not good. I regret that. I didn't know any better, you could say, sure, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that for any of your guys. You want to make sure these guys are set for success. The biggest thing that we've learned from onboarding, hiring people is 2 things. The 2 most important things are an employee will feel valued and want to continue working and do good work for you and really trust and believe in you if they're set up for success, right? They have the right equipment, they've been properly trained, they're taking a slow transition into the job. You have documents that they can go back and look at. That's another thing you really need to do. Make sure you have documents on how your service flow goes with the customer, all the steps on that. Make sure you have a checklist for every single one of your services on how to do it. It's going to take a little bit of time. You need it. These type of things, if you do them, your employee, they're going to be set for success. That's number one. Number two is they want someone that is reachable and can help them, right? And so that means, hey, if I have questions or concerns, I am able to reach and contact someone that cares about me that can help me with this. So what we do is I say, hey, I'm the type of guy where I'm on the phone quite often talking to people. So, I always tell the guys, hey, if you text me, I'll respond very quickly. If you call me, I can't promise a quick response. I can't promise I'll answer that first call. So, just make sure you're always there texting the guys if they have any questions or concerns. And guess what? Their first 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to have questions and concerns. And it's because they care. Once, probably about a month or two passes by, I would say 2 months pass by, there's going to be situations where they might ask for your assistance, your help, your opinion on something, but they're going to be much more independent, of course. One way that we ensure they're still being heard and they know that I am still here to help them is 1 day a week. Our Mondays, we set aside 10 minutes per employee. So, this is, hey, for us, like for example, it starts at 5 p.m. Hey, every Monday, 5 to 5:10, this is your slot. We call, we talk. What's going well for you? What can be improved on your end? What can be improved on our end when it comes to me and my assistants? And also, too, do you have any time off requests? We ask that every single week. All that stuff every single week. Even though it's only 10 minutes, it pretty much just shows, hey, I'm here to set you up for success. Those 10 minutes is for you. It's to make sure that you know that you're cared about, and you have to care about your guys. So, yeah, I mean, that's really a brief overview of the full onboarding, hiring, continuing to make sure that your employees are successful. Now, there's also stuff you could talk about too in the long term. We do bonuses. Bonuses are awesome. Keeps the guys motivated, gives them well-deserved financial bonuses, nights out bonuses, whatever the case is. We also do we started to do like workshops in the winter when it's a little slower. We say, hey, we're sending you guys out to a tint workshop completely free. That costs money. Ceramic coating workshop, paint correction workshop we do together. All these things that you plan out. It's not hard to plan these out, man. It's not hard. It takes your time. It takes your effort. But it's not hard. None of this is hard. It just takes your time. It takes your effort, and it takes your heart, right? So I would say that's the best thing we've done so far. Is there going to be ways we can improve on this? Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to text all of your guys every single day and say, hey, how you doing? I want to make sure this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. They don't want to be micromanaged. Their guys, if they're properly trained, are going to be independent and very happy that they're independent. One of the best parts about a mobile detailing job is you don't have someone looking over your shoulder. That's one of the best parts. If you're in a dealership, if you're in a detailing shop, you might have that, right? So that's one of the best parts of the job is they get that freedom and independence. And if you can balance that by also showing, with the weekly check-ins that you do care about them, you want the best for them, you're hearing them out, then they're in a really good environment. So I'll wrap it up here. That's kind of what we do, how to hire your first guys, how to retain your first guys and make sure they know they're appreciated. If you guys have any questions or concerns, drop in the comments on this video here. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys do for this sort of stuff. If anyone has, their experience hiring and keeping employees, if they can add on anything, comment that too. I mean, I'm always down to learn from you guys, and I know we can all learn from each other. So, all right, fellas, I'm going to be out of here, and I'll see you in the next video.